look at Daddy.
He's not my dad, Mom.
Really, Ava?
He's not. My dad's in jail and I miss him.
Now may we resurrect Mr. Kevin Samuels from the undead, and may he rise from his grave like the Undertaker, the Godfather, the Cream Gobbler Executionist. Your presence is very much missed. Now, may you please come down and bless us with the gospel.
I'm a 37-year-old woman, and I've been celibate for 2 years.
What?
I've been celibate for 2 years.
Where'd that come from?
I'm want to know, is that the reason why?
What's the philosophy here? You're not a virgin. You got 2 people came out of you. What's going on?
Oh, no, you did not.
Oh no, you did not have the nerve to bring vagina out here and close it up at 37 years old with 2 kids out here. So you meet a man, a good guy. You think you're gonna be celibate for what? What? Till you married?
Yes.
You got your goddamn mind. I wish I would meet a 37-year-old with 2 kids and think you gonna shit. You're almost 40 years old with 2 kids talking about celibate. You need to be trying to get that shit away to secure a man.
Whenever a girl says, imagine finding a guy who can solve all your financial problems without asking for sex. Sweetheart, his name is called employment.
Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Ding by the dun, ding by the dun.
For my cheek slang analysis, after intensely studying and dissecting these 2 clips, I was able to come up with a conclusion. Now correct me if I'm wrong. As a woman gets older, her standards rises for 3 reasons, and I'll explain why after this clip.
For me, if I don't have an emotional connection with you and I feel like you can't be an amazing father, not just to my daughter, but to my future kids, and you don't have morals, you don't have beliefs that you stand by, that you actually stand by, because a lot of people have a lot of beliefs and things that they say, but their actions are not aligning to their beliefs and their morals. And so for me, I'm dedicated to committing to myself so deeply that I will only commit to someone who is committed to themselves so deeply and is committed to their family and their community and humanity as a whole, and because those values align to mine.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Please get the fuck out of here, man.
Those morals and those beliefs align to mine, and I think that in society, again, we're just stuck in that chasing after people who are not meant to be with you, chasing after people who don't deserve you, because we have those insecurities, we have abandonment issues.
You stuck up precious little bitch.
Whenever you hear a girl say, I'm not going to settle until I get what I want, is usually, normally, followed by, my dogs and my cats are my best friends.
We have all of this shadow work that needs to be brought to light, but we're not dealing with it because it's so much easier to ignore it.
This is the type of girl that will be crying over a guy that needs Wi-Fi access to reply back to her text. Now, gentlemen, single moms, and as a woman gets older in the dating market, her standards and demands rises for 3 reasons. Now, if we analyze this with our Thotagon. Number 1, the reason why a woman acts like this, because she is compensating for her low self-esteem, because as a single mother and as a woman who is getting older, she knows that she is becoming a depreciating asset in the sexual market value. She knows she's becoming a low-hanging fruit and men are becoming scarce. And number 2, she does this because she's trying to convince and persuade the world that she is just as valuable as her younger self. But that is a bunch of bullshit. Because a woman's value is based on her beauty, her looks, and fertility, while a man's value is based on his financial status. That's why there's this RP quote that states, women are born and men must become. And Aristotle once stated that a woman should get married at the age of 18 because this is the stage where a woman is the most beautifulest, the most fertile, while a man should get married at the age of 35 because at this age, this is the stage where a man starts to hit his financial strides. A woman at the age of 18 and the man at age 35, this is at the stage where they are both at their prime. And last but not least, number 3, the reason why we see butterface, single mothers, and older women act the way they act because at this stage in their lives, they are no longer looking for compatibility and values in a relationship. The relationships you have with them are not going to be genuine because their relationships are based on 1000% of a man's income. Because when these girls were in their 20s, they lacked the accountability and responsibility.
I was in school and the little library room was kind of shut off, no one went in there because who the fuck goes to the library, you know? The whole basketball team.
Did you get trained by a basketball team?
Yeah.
How many guys?
11.
11 guys.
Not the whole team or anything, but just
That's the whole roster.
Now they're looking at you to clean up after their mess. And here is a prime example of it.
Let's talk about the beautiful babies.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Bash, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have your new baby. Slash.
Yes.
So you have Bash
and Slash. Yes. My boys.
What the fuck?
Is it just me, or does Amber Rose look like Jung Tao from Rush Hour?
FBI, huh?
No, I ain't FBI. I'm a security guard. I work at the mall.
What?
Amber Rose, with her Jung Tao looking ass, got her son's name tatted on her forehead because it's a resemblance on how men treat her. Slash, bash, and dash. They just dismantle the kitty and leave the city.
Friendly Harriers inbound.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Moms are allowed to be sexy. We are allowed to still have fun. Our lives are not over because we have children.
Right? Wrong.
The biggest problems that Western culture face boils down to 2 simple reasons. Number 1, bad parenting. Number 2, adults refusing to grow up. Now, before I interject, launch, and drop some knowledge and some gems, I must get this off my chest. Amber Rose is out here looking like Sam Cassell. Amber Rose looks like Xerxes from 300. Now, when you have a kid, Amber Rose needs to understand is that it is never no longer about you. It is about the damn kid. This just shows the level of selfishness, narcissistic, the lack of accountability and responsibility. Now, I never seen Amber Rose as a parent. By judging by this interview, if I were to give a letter grade on how Amber Rose is as a parent, A being an absolute immaculate parent, outstanding, and an F being an absolute catastrophe.
Fucking kick!
I will give Amber Rose a G. G as in good Lord have mercy. G as in God awful. G as in glizzy gobbler. G as in good riddance and goodbye. See, what you guys need to understand is that single mothers are not the victims. The children are, because the child has to pay the consequences for their poor mother's decision.
I didn't think that people would think that I was good enough looking or that I would be any good at anything because I was so inexperienced.
Yeah.
But somehow I became number 1 in that
Yeah,
field.
and you did that very fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because I only did that for 4 months of my life when I was 19.
4 months.
Or sorry, 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
So that whole experience, do you ever think, because everyone has such a negative view on that. Not everyone, but a lot of people have this like perception of, or when you have a kid, or what are people going to think? Like, what is your kid going to think? Like all this kind of like negative thoughts on that.
So, I don't know if you guys have seen, but people are making memes and TikToks saying two things. How easy do you think the baby will come out?
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
I actually haven't seen any of that. I haven't been on TikTok, though.
Well, those are majority of the comments, like on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my Twitter, just saying stuff like that. And then also just like, I feel bad for the kid because your mom did. I have one thing to say to that. I feel bad for you. You clearly had a terrible mom who raised a son that talks like that to women.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I feel bad for you. You clearly had a terrible mom who raised a son that talks like that to women.
Look who's talking.
Because of Lana Rhoades' poor decisions in life, her child is going to suffer immensely from this. The kid is absolute defenseless. He is walking through life with a big roast me sign on his forehead. Literally, anything he says, anything he does, he can get roasted for absolutely nothing. The kid can be in class. He can be like, "Oh, professor, I couldn't finish my homework today." The professor be like, "Well, was your mom's moaning a disruption and a distraction? You know you're failing English class, right? Well, perhaps your mother can convince me to raise it a whole letter grade."
Perfect.
And just because Lana Rhoades is his mother, I kid you not, every single kid in that class is going to want to come over for sleepover nights. Even the kids that's not in his class. We're talking about the janitors, the principal, and even all the fathers at the parent-teacher conference. I mean, look at this kid. This kid already knows that he is a walking meme. So throughout the whole interview, he's squirming and trying to run away from his mother, and he's barely even one. This kid might be related to all of us. We just might be an uncle because Lana Rhoades' kid is a group project.
A group project.
Look around you. Look at this. We created this. This didn't exist before we were here. Look around at the square. I promise you right now, we did this. Doesn't matter what anybody says.
I'm just joking, guys. I can't be roasting the kid like that. I barely even know the kid, but I do know his mother. And I wish nothing but the best for him. Now, gentlemen, before I end this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to buy your very own cheek-slaying gospels, click here. Peace and blessings.
I'm about to bust.